Yeah, fall back too close, you ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. Me and Dior, and then I did on me.
What's up, YouTube? So, we got some sad news. The Batman Part 2 has been delayed by 1 year to October 1st, 2027. And yeah, 5 years between movies is crazy. So, the DCU, it's crazy because it seems like James Gunn is trying to paint this perfect picture that everything's starting off nice and cozy and everything's successful, and oh man, here comes the DCU, bam bam bam, trailer numbers for Superman, Creature Commandos got renewed for a second season. I mean, it's kind of like liking your own tweet, you know. Of course it's going to get renewed. I mean, he's calling the shots, so he's renewing his own show. I mean, he has the power to do that. He does call the shots at DC Entertainment, and I think it's only Peter Safran that can really overstep him. But Peter Safran pretty much worships James Gunn, so it's like James Gunn is pretty much the leader of this whole DC ship. And the Batman Part 2, there's been a lot of buzz around this movie. It's been 2 years since the first part came out, and I'm not gonna lie, at first I wasn't a big fan of the Batman Part 1. I thought it was kind of a slow, boring movie, but Part 2, I mean, Part 1 kind of aged pretty good for me, you know, as I went back and watched it the other day, and it's a pretty good, solid movie. I still think it's too slow for my liking, and it's a little too grounded. I like a Batman that's more a little bit more in the superhero realm of things, you know, kind of like the Arkham Batman games. You know, that's how I feel Batman should be, and I feel like Pattinson's Batman's a little too grounded, kind of like the Nolan films. It just doesn't feel like an accurate representation of Batman from the comics, and it leaned way too much into detective stuff. And even though, yes, he is the world's greatest detective, but he's also the world's best fighter, you know, and he's battling, you know, other superpowered beings. You know, he's meant to be a Renaissance character who can just do everything. But anyways, Part 2 has been delayed, and people are mad. So I'm just scrolling through X right now, and of course, you know, you got some people, some meatheads, they're like, well, you know, would you rather get the movie now or wait and give it time so it could be even better? Motherfucker, I mean, how long do you need to make a good movie? They filmed Infinity War and Endgame in 1 year. I don't see the need to have this much time between films. And I know the information is out there that Matt Reeves spends a really long time writing, and that's pretty much what he's known for in the industry, is that he does take a long time to write scripts and to get movies prepared. But this delay just seems not only excessive. You mean to tell me you can't get anything rolling at all in 2025? There's nothing you can do all of next year to get this movie rolling. They're not going to start filming this movie until 2026. They're not going to be filming this movie until Avengers Doomsday. I don't think y'all realize how long that is, how much time that is. And we're not going to see this movie until 2027. That is when Secret Wars will be out. That is insane to think about. When the Batman Part 1 came out, we had Thor Love and Thunder. We had a bunch of, like, what the fuck kind of movies? Multiverse of Madness. You know, we had that shit going on. And She-Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a lot of weird Marvel crap coming out. And that's when the Batman Part 1 came out. And we're not going to get Part 2 until Secret Wars. Unbelievable. And obviously there's speculation that it could be canceled, and I don't think it is, because I think they would just say that. They would just announce like, hey, it's been canceled. And a part of me kind of wants them to cancel it just to piss off the fans, just so people can see how much of a hack James Gunn is. You canceled the Snyderverse because you didn't want to have two Supermen competing with one another. Why is it different with Batman? So you got a problem with Superman, but you got no problem having multiple Batman out there? Makes me think like there's no continuity here with James Gunn's way of thinking. Another rumor is that this might be included in the DCU. That James Gunn might be trying to figure out a way to get Robert Pattinson's Batman a part of the DCU. And there's a handful of fans that don't see that happening. They don't see how that could happen. Doesn't make sense. What's kind of weird. Reeves' universe doesn't seem built on that aspect of let's make a shared universe, because it was made on the grounds of like, no, this is a separate standalone universe that might grow into like his, rogues gallery, but there's no Justice League, there's no aliens, it's just Batman. And again, I'm tired of that. I want Batman to be a part of something bigger, which is why I'm not a big fan of the Matt Reeves universe. However, I like the style of it, and I think that it can build into something bigger. I can't see it tying in with the DCU because that's not what this universe was supposed to be built on. But it is possible that they could do that. They could be looking at Superman and being like, okay, let's wait on the box office for Superman, and if it performs well next year, then we can look at including the Reeves universe because it's already established and we can just build on that. But then you had Andy Muschietti saying, The Brave and the Bold got delayed. So clearly that's still on the table. So there's a lot of moving parts. And I feel like next year you're going to get a lot of information as to who's going to be part of what's going to happen, what's going to get canceled. I think next year we're going to get a confirmation whether or not this is going to be canceled or it's going to be part of the DCU, or they're just going to move forward with part 2 and have that be the finale. I don't see James Gunn wanting to keep this around if he's going to do Brave and the Bold. I just don't get it. Can't get Twilight Boy out of the bat suit. That's funny. Yeah, and I don't see how it's taken so long to get this movie out, but 5-year gap between movies is insane. It's absolutely insane. And I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's another war between Gunn fans and fans of another universe. You have the Snyder fans out there that are pissed off, and now you got the Matt Reeves fans that are like, what the fuck are you doing, James Gunn? So I don't think this is off to a good start, but we'll see where it goes. Leave a comment, let me know what y'all think, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.